So last night I came back out. I had put this on the back porch after I clear coated it to dry. And I went out there and just put a ton of it on there because it was already running. I don't know what it is with clear coat. I've always had a problem painting with clear coat. It always runs. Anyway, so I just put a ton on there, accepting that I would have to probably sand it down, but it's not too terrible. I mean, definitely you can see some runs, but from the angle you'd be seeing it sitting in there, I don't know. But it's like, I mean, that was 12, 15 hours ago, and it's still almost like sticky, kind of. So I can't sand it yet. I think I'm going to screw it on there and see. We'll come back to it in a day or two. If it needs to be sanded, I can always unscrew it, and yeah. Anyway, it's a lot shinier than it was yesterday. It had that white stuff on it and kind of looked like crap, so. Looks nice in here. I never did do the seat rail on this side yesterday, so I can do that today. Screw this bad boy in and see how she looks. I don't want to squeeze it too hard because, like I said, it's still kind of sticky for whatever reason. But yeah, looks good. I'm pretty sure that is solid metal, just milled or something. Pretty cool. Had this thing charging. I went to use it because I didn't want to take the Samurai to Circle K last night, and I didn't want to have to move it and sit in the seats to get the Jeep out, so I was going to take this, and it was completely dead. So, and then once I started charging it, the red light right here for bad battery came on, and then I restarted it. You should see an orange light like this, and it did that for many, many hours, so I don't know at what point it shut off, but hopefully it's good. I'll try charging it again and see if it stays on or turns red or see what happens. Another thing I never did on this is the 2 wires for this guy. I remember finding them up in here somewhere. Oh, okay, right here. And I labeled them, and what is that? What does that say? Oh, okay. ILL plus and ILL minus for illumination plus and minus. Okay. So, I should have hooked that to... What should I hook that to? I guess I can hook that to the parking light circuit. I need to figure out what illumination is on this thing, and then I don't know why in my head last night when I was thinking about this I was like, oh, I'll just tap it to ignition, but we don't want it to light up every time the ignition comes on, so only whenever the parking lights or headlights come on. So can figure that out. And then, oh yeah, that annoying buzzer under the seat, I gotta test that and see. I told somebody in the comments I would figure that out. Shotgun Outdoor Adventures, I believe. We're gonna test this right now. So when you get in, turn the key on without this. Yeah, that noise. It never. God, you gotta turn. Excuse me. You gotta turn this like 400 freaking times to turn it off. Okay, so it never did that until I plugged in the deal under the seats. So let me unplug that. Check it. Let me back this up here. Okay. Oh. Yeah, okay, so I believe, I'll get my little kickstand out on my phone case here. Probably set it up right there. Yeah, cool. I put a zip tie right on it. Okay, so that's probably it. I never paid attention to whether or not it was ever plugged in. I don't think it ever was. And then had the seats out for so long. Once I finally put them back in, I was like, oh yeah, that's where that goes. So I plugged it in, and now it's making that horrific noise. So let's see if it still does it. Okay, get the keys. Cool. No, it doesn't do it anymore. And I'm not worried about remembering my seatbelt. I'm in such a habit of wearing my seatbelt, I'll put it on just to move cars around in the driveway or move, 20 feet. So I'm not worried about that. Guess we can check on the boots too, see if they ever turned gray from soaking. And that's going to be a mess because I already overflowed it. So we'll go check on that. We know this is going to make a mess. I got a bunch of rags already here. Might as well use them, right? Just do it right here. Hopefully there's enough light. So it's gray now, but there's some little spots where it's black, I guess. Still, I don't know. Let's check the other one. Kind of dry it off a little for you. Yeah. Shoot, I think we might be okay here. Kind of cool, and in between it's black. I like that. Cool. I'm gonna get these dried off. I think I'll go ahead and install them and see what they look like. So I'm doing one more coat. I think it was the WD that changed the color here. So I'm letting it kind of soak into the areas that maybe didn't get it. I sprayed some a minute ago, but I'm gonna just get it real good. Okay. And then I'm not sure if my roommate is working today, so missed a spot. I'm actually gonna get this out of the way here. Let that sit for a little bit, and then I think that almost looks like primer or some kind of like sound deadening or bed liner and then primer. So probably try to get that down and either do the bed liner to it or the gray. I still haven't decided. One of the two though. Have to see which we think would look better on there. Garage is coming down. I'm gonna run down to the Circle K, but I just checked on this and it's like it turned black again, just soaking in WD. So maybe it was the Dawn or the Lubriderm, or it was kind of a cocktail of different things that I had in there. But I also put some WD on this stuff. Hopefully it'll loosen that a little bit. And then I can take the wire wheel to it and get it off. And then I was thinking for the inside here, I could either do this stuff, which is the aerosol version of the bed liner for those rings, or do this, then hit it with the gray to give it some texture, or leave it black, or I don't know, or we could just do this, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to do that, but we'll see. I just went there and thought the cup holder. I honestly can't remember where this was at. I thought it was like kind of over here, but then the seatbelt's in the way. But I thought I remembered the coffee like hitting the seat. I don't think it was way back here. My hole is gone, my screw hole, because I filled it in with kitty hair. I'm gonna have to watch an old YouTube video and figure out where the heck that thing was. Let me do that real quick. Okay, I I think that's, as best I could tell, that's where it was at. And that turned into a whole thing. See if she'll start. I haven't driven this thing in a while. Come on, baby. I think there might be a missing tooth on the old flywheel there. Okay. Nope. Oh yeah. She feels good. I mean, you know, as far as a 87 Samurai can feel. Okay, let's see how the mailbox situation is. I guess they're just never gonna replace them, ever. So that's nice. Oh my God, I almost lost my phone down there. I heard something and I looked and my phone was right there. If it would have fallen right there, I guess I would have had to go home and unbox that spare one. Yeah, I forgot about all that stuff. Whoops. Kinda, ish. Maybe I didn't get it back in the right spot. Oh look, you can see my washers. There you go. Now it looks black with a couple gray marks. Before it was gray with a couple of little black marks. What in the hell? I don't get it. But I'm gonna try to get the paint off of there and we can decide what to do, and then I'm gonna probably hit regardless. I think these screws and bolts will be black. So my roommate's Uncle Wayne, the older guy that was here in the first, I don't know, handful of episodes, he left this year. This was the headliner on one of his Ford trucks. And he used some gray paint and painted it up, and then he doesn't even have that truck anymore, so I'm sitting there looking at it thinking, I was kind of kidding the other day about making like a knee panel. But that would be at least a good template, and it's basically the same color. I might try to fashion something out of that and see, just to see kind of how it looks, if I am going to want to end up going that route. It looks like, honestly, you could do something really flat. It's really flat across here. So that actually wouldn't be too hard, I don't think. I think while I'm waiting for paint to dry, I might do that. I'm such a moron. I just did this backwards. So I cut this out. It's pretty close color match too. And I don't know what they made this headliner. It's almost like wood and styrofoam compressed. Anyways, I did it backwards. I did it, or upside down, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. So I had it. Here's my little right here. Let me get it lined up for you and see what you guys think. About as far back as I can go, but it would be, sorry, one sec. It would come down to just like right here. I don't know why there's nothing here. And then, you know, it would hit right here. So it would be like that. And then over here, it would come around the key deal. I had that lined up to where the gap was like even like that. So the gap would be even there. And it would go, anyway. I screwed it all up. I'll probably make another one here. Because that would be nice. Everything else is nice, it just looks like trash with that exposed like that. And then, yep, and then we would need to make one for over there too. That one would probably be even easier. So this is kind of what I was working on. Something like that. There's like knee marks right there. That sucks. But let me take my phone out of this. Anyway, so when you're looking straight on, it kind of flows with the panel that's already there. It just like blocks everything, all the BS. And I don't think I like whatever this is made out of. I mean, it's a lot harder than cardboard, but you can like hear it. I don't know. And I guess there is dents and crap in it. Anyway, I'll probably keep this as like a stencil or something, because that would be kind of cool to make something out of plastic, or, you know, if I could find some gray plastic or even paint it gray, that'd be pretty cool. Well, I think my stuff's almost dry. I got a heck of a mess to clean up, so I'm gonna do that real quick. You ever run out of propellant before you run out of juice? It doesn't have to be pressurized to work. Might be a little less flammable. It's kind of boring, but hey. Well, that works, right? Alright, these aren't like super dry, so super dry, I mean like dry. Yeah. But it wouldn't be me if I wasn't rushing it. I don't know why this crap takes so long. I gave it plenty of time while I cut out that stencil. There. Yeah. Should be all good, right? It's on there. I don't remember this one being all off to the right like that, but I guess it's been a while since they've been off, and I don't know. I guess that's how it goes. I'll drive around with it for a few days and see if I like it like that. If not, by then it'll be dry and I can take them back off and paint those gray or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your opinion? Just kind of have it not stick out like that. Yeah, actually maybe that is better, because it's on the floor and the floor is already black, so I don't know. I need other opinions. Okay, so I was gonna wrap this video and then I remembered about this thing, and those wires are right over here. But if I'm going to tie into those, I need to find the parking wire. So it's going to be, this is the combination switch. There's a deal in here that has the right one and the left one. It's called the combination switch. And every wire in there goes through 2 plugs. I know because I replaced it. So this is one of them. One of them I had to, if you saw that video, I had to get pretty ghetto on it. I had to get the Dremel tool out and ended up squeezing it. I think it was this one, because you could see where it's kind of, I had to take some huge channel locks and squeeze the piss out of it to get them to go together anyway, because it's from India. So I need to identify, I guess I'm going to tap off the parking light circuit, because that's when you would want that to come on, right? Whenever, like, because your parking lights come on when the parking lights are on and when the headlights are on. So I don't know, it's not very dark out, but typically that's, you know, at least that's what I would think you'd want to tie into to get it to work. So I'm going to try to identify the parking light wire, and then if it's in this bundle, which it should be, because it should be passing, you know, it should be coming from the combination switch out, and then I can go ahead, I'll just run a pair, a positive and a negative over there, and then I'll ground the negative like to like this screw, just like they got right here. So let me get set up and we'll do that real quick. But you know we're not going to do anything until I tie this door open. Just got to remember it. Okay. Hopefully you guys will be able to, if I do like 2 power, or maybe 1 power. Yeah. Okay, so I have my SST plugged in. This gives you a light, but it also gives you, I don't know if you guys can see right here, gives you a green for a ground. And if we find a hot wire, yeah, okay. So this red with white right here is, let me back this up. Okay. So I'm going to probe this red with white, and the red light comes on my SST. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I need to find the wire that goes red when I turn the parking lights on. So I'm going to try this green with red. Okay, it stays green. That one's already red. Okay, that one's already red. This one. Okay, that's it. And it stays hot even, you know, through the parking light. And then if I keep rotating and turn the headlights on, it stays. So that's our wire right there, our red with black. This is the wire that I want to tap into. So that's what I'll tie my red, my positive, and then I'll put a ring terminal and put my black to right here. We'll run it over, we'll tie it in, and we'll see if it works. So give me a sec. I'm doing this out of order, but I just want to show you guys the back side of this screw that I'm going to use for a ground. I did off camera, I took this and got it to where there is no paint on the back side of the head of this screw, so that when it goes in here and it's touching the ring terminal and then all these threads are touching the actual metal, it'll be a good ground. Okay, and I didn't want to see a white wire, so I took some black tape and wrapped it around there. At the end of every video, it seems like I'm always having to edit stuff out, so I'm trying to do some stuff off camera. So the only thing I'm going to use out of this 4-conductor is my red and black. So that's what I have here, red and black. So the black, we already decided was going to be for ground. Crap. Let me grab my heat shrink real fast. Okay, so I got it, and lately I've been doing 2 pieces of heat shrink, a smaller one and then a bigger one. So this lug is way too big, but I'm going to solder it anyway, so I don't care. Alright. Okay, so probably don't need to solder it, but like I was saying the other night, I always do, so I'm just going to do it here. Can you guys even see this? No. Shoot, how am I going to put that in frame? Okay, you guys can see that, right? Yep, okay. So I'm just going to heat up this lug really hot. And then feed the solder in a little. It doesn't, not going to take much. And then I'll try to get a little in the top too. Okay, that's plenty. Like I said, it doesn't even need to be soldered. This is all just low voltage stuff that only probably draws an amp. Oop. So now I'm going to heat shrink that. That'll probably heat shrink itself because it's so damn hot. The metal is. And then here's another one. I don't know why I did that one. Totally didn't need that one. It's saved me a few times though, where the first one I put on was like too small, and you know, once you've already soldered it, you can't go back unless you cut it out. So you don't even really need, wouldn't even really need that on a damn ground wire anyway. It's more for looks than anything else. Okay. Whoop. Hey, at least it didn't fall through the floor this time. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can get it in there before I burn myself. Okay, that's a lot of dust. Okay, and then I guess I need to get this ran through there, because I'm going to tie into this. Am I still in frame? Yeah, okay. So like I was showing the other night, I'm not sure if it got edited out. Whenever I do this stuff, I do this a lot for like remote start car alarms or whatnot. How I tap into it, I'll take a pair of cutters like this, and then I'll find a size that doesn't cut the copper, but it cuts the outside part. So this one will probably work. And then I rock it back and forth. And then I'll come down like a 1/4 inch and I'll do it again. And that just separates it. And then I take my alpha. Where is my alpha? Not prepared. And then I'll slice it like right down the middle. And this is dull because I used it a couple minutes ago to cut that cardboard. So anyway, get you a sharp alpha or some kind of razor knife. And then you've already cut the outside with that red tool. So this usually goes pretty smooth. If you watch that other video, it takes like a second. Okay, so you end up with just like a 1/4 inch of bare copper there. And then I'm just going to wrap this guy around it a couple times. I'll show you here when we're done. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right here. And I'm going to solder that, and I will end up taping this. And I usually do this with a soldering iron because usually you got a lot of other wires around, and I don't, you know, a torch is kind of, you can't always use a torch in close proximity to other stuff like that, so. Okay, and so that's our power, our ground and our parking light hot with parking light wire. So I'm just gonna tape that. Yeah, it's probably too early to tape it. It's still really hot, but Adam doesn't have patience. A lot of times I'll tape it twice anyway. But I think we're more than good here. And then before we go ahead and call it good, let me back up here. I'm going to do the annoying thing and add a little fuse. Especially because the gauge of wire that we're adding right here is smaller than this parking light wire. So that's definitely a case where I would like to add a fuse. And because I forgot, I never plan anything out. And why is this thread right here? It's like kind of like dental floss. You're supposed to be able to just pull it, and it like strips back the wire for you. But it isn't working. I don't need that much, but damn, it just doesn't want to cooperate tonight. Come on. Just need a few inches. Don't we all? Okay, come on. There we go. Okay. Alright. So now we have our wire. I'm literally just going to cut it. And we're going to interrupt it with a fuse. That's how easy it is. So basically, what I just cut, we're just essentially doing that. We're just going through a fuse. But to do that, obviously we have to put some female spades on there. So, and I always just put them in my mouth, use my teeth, and just pull the insulated part off because I'm going to use my own heat shrink. So now we have 2 of these. So I'm just going to take my small heat shrink, my big heat shrink, slide it on, and then solder it. Whoa, sorry, didn't mean to blind you. Okay, there's our fuse. And I'll put a zip tie there. And I'm probably going to do my thing that I was talking about earlier with that panel. So this will all be like hidden behind the panel. But even if it's not, it's pretty accessible right there. You can see it if it needed to get changed. Alright, I'm going to put another zippy tie or two right here, and then I'll meet you on the other side. Okay. And we just need our red and black. Alright, let me turn this light out. And so the only light we have on is the dome light. And you remember that works off of this little switch right here. Push that in. We wired that up in a video because it only had one on the driver's side. But okay, so I'm going to reach over and rock that switch forward one click. Cool. And then 2 clicks is our headlights. So 1 click is just our parking lights. So that's what we wanted. Alrighty guys, I guess that's gonna end this video. Didn't do anything major, but we got some stuff done. It's slowly coming together more and more every day, so that's all I can really hope for. And I appreciate you guys tagging along, watching. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll hopefully see you soon in another day or two. Alright guys, take care.